Welcome back to our home. I've been using Google for about 6 months and we decided to switch back to Amazon's Alexa. In this video, I'm going to walk you through our home, show you all the upgrades we've made, tell you why we switched, and hopefully give you some recommendations that you can use in your home. Let's go! So, of course, with the switch...
Okay, here's Apple Music 1.
Siri, stop.
There's nothing to stop here.
Amazon recently released a whole new line of Echo Show products, so I went ahead and purchased all of those. We have the new Show 8 right here. This is going to be the Generation 3, I believe. One thing I like is they added the privacy slider here to the top. So we mostly just keep this closed, but you can use this as a security device if it was open and be able to check on your house remotely. We can display photos on there, get the weather updates, and then if someone rings the doorbell, that's going to pop up right on there. So this is really nice to have. One complaint though is that the Echo Show 8 is actually noticeably smaller than the Google Home Hub Max. So I maybe would have went with a larger size for this spot. We do still have our Siri voice assistant. Hey Siri, stop. We still have Siri so that we can use Apple's HomeKit, as both my wife and I have iPhones. In our kitchen, we have the Kohler Smart Faucet. While it is voice activated, we rarely ever use it. Mostly we just do one of these jobs, which is nice if you're like holding something, turn the water on and off. If you watched our recent video, we did an air quality test, and we really like the Air Things, which does work with Amazon Alexa, but they also have the Amazon air quality monitor, which is right here. It's really nice to just get real-time updates on your indoor air quality. That way you can make adjustments, whether it's turning on a fan, or opening a window, or purchasing some air purification systems. We love our Sonos Move. This does have both Amazon and Google built into it, as well as it is a Bluetooth speaker, so we can take it outdoors with us. If we have friends over, they can cast music to it as well. That is a really slick device. Since the back of our house does face the south, we have smart shades here. With a button on the wall, or by use of voice, we can lower and raise our shades. We actually have these set up on an automation where if it gets too hot in this room, we can use our ecobee sensors to determine that and then lower the shades. And if it's too cold, we can raise them. So we're saving a little bit of money on our utilities there. And we're actually controlling these shades with a 2-button or 2-group Pico remote. And so there isn't really a switch here. What we've done is we've added this 2-group button. So the top set is for the lights in the room, and then the bottom set here is going to be for the shades. All of this is controllable through our Amazon ecosystem. Now, of course, our TV is smart, but we did add the Fire TV here. And that way we can watch Apple TV as well, because that wasn't something that the TV could do natively. And that way we can watch Ted Lasso, which is a great show. Behind the TV, I also have a smart plug with energy monitoring, as well as this sensor here that's detecting the amount of light in this room. And so if there's a lot of light, what we can do is when the TV gets turned on, it will sense the increase in power detected and then lower the shades so that we don't get glare on our TV. Outside, we have our Reolink camera system over there and there. I did upgrade this camera as well based off of the hookups video as well as Lifehackster. This is going to be a dual camera lens. So we have both a close-up view so I can get license plates on cars, as well as a more zoomed out view that's going to cover the driveway and this front entryway. So as we approach the house, we actually did upgrade to the Ring Doorbell Pro 2. Normally I just recommend going with the regular Ring Doorbell Pro. Always go with wired if you can. That way you get access to more of the activity zones and the pre-roll monitoring, all that. The only reason I went with the Pro 2 in this instance is it's actually on sale for less than the regular one. So it was like a Father's Day deal that was going on. And the nice thing with this is it does have a wider angle, so if there's a package like right here, I can see that. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. It's a little bit better camera. You get the bird's eye view, which for us doesn't really do anything. But I was able to get our front lock switched out. I'm a big fan of Schlage. This is the Schlage Encode Plus. It was out of stock for a very long time. I had one test unit before. It was like an oil bronze, which looks nice, but we wanted the nickel to match. So that's back in stock, and so I have one. The great thing with the Encode Plus compared to just the regular Encode is that if you have an iPhone, you can use Apple Key. And so even if my phone was dead, I would still be able to put it up here. Oh, there it goes. So I had a viewer ask me the other day about a smart lock they wanted to set up on a timer so that in the evening time it would automatically lock. You can actually do that right within the Amazon Alexa app. It's very simple, so you set up a routine. We have ours set up so that in the evening time it's going to automatically lock. When guests come to visit us, they have the Amazon Dot here. This is actually the 3rd generation, I believe, so it's still the puck style, but it does have a nice clock front to it. The nice thing is they can use that and say, Alexa, turn off the lights. There we go. Alexa, turn on the light. And the system is smart to know that we're in this room, and so it's going to turn off the light just in here and not in another area. So we're doing that with our Lutron lighting here. We also do have the dimming capability as well as the fan control. So people seem to like that. In my wife's office, we have the Echo Pop, which is new. It looks like a regular Echo was just cut in half. Works well. She went with the teal color, which she likes. But that does allow her to listen to music, control the lights as well as the fan in here. So we had the Google Nest set up here, which is a great thermostat, really known for its learning capabilities. But we did switch back to Ecobee. This is the new Ecobee Premium, so it's got the nice metal bezel on it, the nicer screen. It does have Siri built in as well. We don't really use that, but I like that you can walk up to it, see some stats, get the weather, see the air quality. That's a new thing. But the biggest reason that we went with Ecobee again is because of the sensors. And so the sensors that we put throughout our house do detect occupancy as well as temperature. And so the system is able to average those out depending on where we are in the house. It's called the follow me mode. We really like that. We utilize it with other smart home devices as well. I mentioned the shades previously. We have that set up with our fans as well. And so we're really just trying to save money. And when our system detects that we're away, we can actually change the mode on this and it'll be set to away, so we're saving money. And then in the evening time, it's only going to use the sensor in our bedroom because that's where we are. Great system. Any smart thermostat is a worthwhile investment because you're going to save money on your utilities and you should make back your investment. So we really like the Ecobee Premium. Here in our bedroom, we have the smart lighting as well with the Lutron Caseta lighting. We do have a Haiku fan, and so we have that switch there. Everything is controlled via voice as well as through automations. We have the shades. The difference here in this room is that these shades aren't going to go up or down automatically if we're in here. The reason for that is I don't want them to just go up if I'm changing in the middle of the day. That could be awkward for the neighbors. My wife did decide to stick with the Google hub on her side of the bed there, and we have a Pico remote so that she can turn the lights on and off on the way out to our patio area. So when we get up to let the dogs out in the morning, that button is going to control that exact pathway of lights, and so all of them will go on. And then when she gets back in bed, she can just hit the button and have them all go off. I went with the Amazon Echo. This is the newest generation. I went with the one with the clock on it. I just have that sitting here. Anyway, I like that quite a bit. So in our bathroom, we've got the Kohler Moxie, which has Alexa built in, so we can listen to music while we're showering. Out here on the deck, we have the rail lighting set up with a smart plug that's underneath the deck. That can all be controlled through the automations. And then we have our security camera systems, again, with Reolink. Well, welcome to our basement. We love to entertain, and so we've got a Partesian cocktail machine, kegerator on tap as well, which is nice. We did move our Echo Studio over here. It's great for sound, really good for when we have people over. We have another one of the Ecobee sensors down here. Our basement obviously stays a little bit colder than it is upstairs, and so it's good to have those averaged out. But we added the Echo Show 15, which is nice because it actually has Fire TV built in. And so if we want to watch something down here, we can stream Westworld or whatever we'd like. You can actually touch this, and then if someone rings the doorbell, that feed's going to show up automatically, which we really like. I actually put a hole behind there because my plan was to route the cable through the wall and out the bottom. Unfortunately, I found out there was a stud in the way, so I can't go left or right without opening up the wall further, and so I guess we'll just have to live with this cable. But I think it looks pretty good, and we really like having this here. Now coming this way, I have a very messy office. I think we can show you, I suppose. Right here, I've got a switch set up for both zones of light. This is another one of those 2-zone Pico remotes, and so the first set of lights is over there by the stairs, and the second set of lights is the game room behind you guys. And so there isn't actually any wiring behind the wall. We're just able to control that here. But my office is really messy. However, here is my setup for Zoom meetings. I've got the Philips Hue Signy lamp for accent lighting. I've got some Govee key lights in case it's too dark. And then I also have the new Echo Show 5 here. Not a fan of this device. It's a little bit too small. It's even smaller than my phone. I thought it would be more like the Google Hub, which is a little bit larger. So I would actually recommend going with the 8 is like the smallest size. But I have that here. The same thing happens where if the doorbell is rung, that's going to show up. But mostly it just shows pictures and stuff and the weather, which is kind of nice just to be able to glance over at that. So when we take the dogs out in the morning, we want to see what they're doing. We've got Philips Hue lighting above our patio. We control that with our Lutron Aura. We also have a quick button here for the deck lighting, a Pico remote. But we do have the Real-Link camera system with the track mix that's going to follow them around when they're outside. And so that actually is going to show up right here on our handy Echo Show. And so this screen is going to display them out there doing their business. And that way in the winter time, we don't have to go out there with them. We can just see what they're up to. And this also does play music, surround sound, so that when we have people over, both the studio, this one, and the Show 15 can actually play the same sound. Let's go check out my theater. Amazon device in here is going to be, again, the new Echo Dot. I like that it has the timer on here, so when I'm playing Zelda late at night, I can look over and be like, holy shit, it's 2 a.m., I better get to bed. But this room is actually controlled with Control 4 for our theater system, as well as the shades. I've always been a big fan of Roborock, and this is the new S7 Max Ultra. Now the difference between this and the Max V Ultra is that they've removed the camera system and then they added the warmer, the dryer for the docking station. So that's going to wash the mop and then dry the mop. Having an automated vacuum cleaner is a must-have for me. I love that the lines it puts on our carpet and just keeping the floors nice and clean and mopped. It does have that self-emptying bin as well as the clean water and the dirty water. And so it's going to go around and mop and then clean the mop. And so we just have to change that out like weekly. But we have a Corgi, he sheds a lot, and so having the robot vacuum is great. Downstairs we actually have the new Roborock Q Revo, and that one, instead of having a flat style mop, it actually has the style that rotates, and we think that's really good for the hard floor that we have downstairs. It's been quite the smart home journey, and I appreciate you guys following along. Check out this video on screen. It's going to show you what I would recommend to do if you're building a new house and some of the mistakes that I made when building this house. Until next time, take care.